Hello, everybody. This is Susan Woods of Susan Woods Nonprofit Solutions. I wanted to take a moment to show you what a revocation letter looks like. Again, I wanted to take a moment to share with you what a revocation letter looks like. It's a letter you receive from the Internal Revenue Service for failure to file the appropriate Form 990 information return for 3 consecutive years. So let's take a look at the parts of it. When you get this letter in the mail, it's coming from the Department of the Treasury, which is the Internal Revenue Service, Ogden, Utah, 842010023, as you can see in the top right corner. And you see the IRS logo here. You see the notice number over here on the right side. You see the notice date, the employer ID number. I blocked that out, which I didn't have to because this is public record, but I just did it anyway. And if you want to contact the IRS, you have the number here. And then it has important message about your failure to file an annual information return or electronic notice. It reads, your organization's tax exempt status was automatically revoked, past tense. Your organization's tax exempt status was, past tense, automatically revoked, past tense. So, this is a very disturbing letter to receive. But in order to receive it, you have to have missed filing the appropriate Form 990 information return for 3 consecutive years. So here's what the IRS said or wrote. We haven't received a response to the previous notice we sent asking you to file your organization's annual return or electronic notice. Because you haven't filed for 3 consecutive years, your organization's tax exempt status was automatically revoked by law effective May 15, 2023. Your organization is no longer tax exempt. In addition, if your organization was eligible to receive tax-deductible contributions, it's no longer permitted to do so. Your organization's name was added to our list of organizations that are no longer tax exempt. You can find our list at www.irs.gov/TEOS. Tax exempt organization search is what TEOS means. Tax exempt organization search. It is available to the public, state charity officials, and state tax officials. Okay, so this lets you know you don't have a tax exempt status anymore. Therefore, it is illegal to accept any money after this effective date of revocation. In this case, May the 15th, 2023. The IRS has already listed this organization's information on the website so that everybody can see it. And the name will not be blotted out like I have it. The EIN will not be blotted out like I have it. Everything is on display. Why? Because the IRS has to protect the public. The IRS cannot allow people to donate money to an organization that doesn't have a status. The IRS cannot allow foundations and other major corporations to award grant money to organizations that do not have a 501c3 designation. Some people believe, well, if I don't make a certain amount of money, I don't need to file. That is absolutely false. As of 2006, the new rule went into effect 2006 that says, even if your organization does not generate one single penny, you still have to file of Form 990 to let the IRS know that your organization still exists but did not generate 1 penny. It doesn't matter. You have to let them know. And the IRS gave everybody 3 years from 2006 to 2009 to learn about this law before it started automatically revoking status in 2010. The notification went out in 2006. 3 years went by. 2010, status is revoked en masse. Huge, over 1 million. Why did the IRS implement this rule? The IRS implemented this rule because of people who were dishonest. People who didn't report their financial revenues, the revenues they received, accurately for a wide range of fraudulent reasons. So they had to put a measure in place to close that loophole that invited fraud. That's why they put it in place. So if you receive this letter in the mail, what you need to do, because your organization is no longer tax exempt, you may be required to file one of the following federal income tax returns: a Form 1120 U.S. Corporation Income Tax Return, or a Form 1041 U.S. Income Tax Return for estates and trusts. So now we're talking about having to pay taxes, possibly. That defeats the purpose of a nonprofit organization if you're going to pay taxes. The purpose of the nonprofit organization is to be able to receive tax-free money, not taxable money. If you believe you received this notice in error because you have a letter from the IRS stating your organization isn't required to file an annual return or notice, or you have proof the organization met its filing requirement, call 877-829-5500 or visit www.irs.gov for further information about where to send your letter or proof of filing. Contact your state to determine how this revocation affects your state responsibilities and requirements. You must apply for reinstatement, even if you didn't originally apply for tax exempt status. So, this is what you need to do. These are some options. If you believe you received a notice in error, call the IRS and tell them. But you have to prove that you filed for 3 consecutive years, that you haven't missed the filing. Also, this revocation may impact how the Secretary of State views your nonprofit organization. You want to check that status. And finally, you have to start the process all over again. If you cannot prove that this is an error on the part of the IRS, which is very rare, by the way, you have to start all over. You have to complete the long version of the Form 1023 application for recognition of exemption, the long version. You can't do the easy for a reinstatement. And you have to pay the $600 fee all over again to get reinstated. And once you are reinstated, the IRS does not remove the revocation status from your record ever. However, the IRS will indicate that your status is reinstated underneath the revocation date. It will show the reinstatement date. But when savvy investors vet your organization, they're going to go to irs.gov/TEOS to check your status. And when they see it's been revoked in the past, that could raise red flags. And it may raise red flags to the point where they don't even want to know why. They may not even want to investigate and find out what happened. They may just go on to the next organization that caught their attention for investments. Moral of the story, file your Form 990 information returns every year. Just file your Form 990 information returns every single year. And if your fiscal year ends on December the 31st, then your Form 990 information return is due by May 15th of the next year, because the Form 990 information returns are due 5 months and 15 days after your fiscal year ends. However, you don't have to wait until May 15th or close to it to file it. You can file it in January if your fiscal year ends in December. Don't wait till the last minute to file. Get it in there in time. Now, if your organization generated $50,000 or less, $50,000 or less during the fiscal year, during an entire year, I can file the Form 990N ePostcard on your behalf. Again, if your organization generated $50,000 or less last year in 2023, I can file the Form 990 information return for you. My fee for filing is $50. And that $50 will get a filing to the IRS for you and a confirmation receipt for your records that your Form 990 was filed and received by the IRS. You can look in the description for the link to reserve an appointment with me so that I can file the Form 990N ePostcard for you. I don't file the Form 990EZ, and I do not file the Form 990. I only file the Form 990N ePostcard for organizations that generated $50,000 or less. Time is running out for this year. Even if your due date was May the 15th, still file. Still get it in before December the 31st. Get it in. No matter what, get your Form 990 in. Get into the habit of filing it every single year. Even though the IRS doesn't revoke your status until you miss 3 consecutive years, don't just randomly or sporadically file. File every year so that when investors look at your record, they can see that you are prudent about filing every single year. That demonstrates transparency and accountability. Transparency and accountability are 2 very important traits for you to have. Thank you so much for your time and have a great day.